Fruit syrups have a lot of benefits for a sensibly stocked home coffee or cocktail bar. You can control the amount of sugar you add and infuse very intense natural flavors into a soda or cocktail. Making fruit syrups is also a good way to utilize very ripe or overly ripe fruit because the fruit is starting to macerate and have more intense flavors. This video shows how to poach 6 flavors of fruit using sous vide methods and how the syrups can be frozen into molds and unmolded as ice pops. Pineapples have a nice bright and vibrant sweet flavor when they are fully ripe, so a little tang should be expected from a pineapple shipped long distances like this one. So poaching the pineapple and orange juice with brown sugar and spices amplifies this sweet and sour tang to create a pineapple candy flavor. To peel a pineapple, cut the top and bottom off so the fruit is flat on your cutting board. Slice off the peel in strips following the contours of the fruit. Then cut around the core. Pineapples can be large, so this recipe only uses 250 grams of it, so it is easy to double or triple the recipe. Chop the fresh pineapple into smaller pieces and mix in 50 grams of a dark demerara style brown sugar. Add the zest of an orange and half of the orange's juice. Add 3 cloves and 3 allspice berries and add the mixture to a food saver bag. Double seal the bag to make sure the contents will stay in the bag and cook in a water bath heated to 85 degrees Celsius or 185 degrees Fahrenheit for 30 minutes. Strain and refrigerate the syrup until ready to use. Stored in the refrigerator, most poached fruit syrups will be at their best for 3 or 4 days. Cantaloupe, when ripe, have a mellow, sweet floral taste and soft texture. Overripe cantaloupe become musty and mealy and not so good to eat, but perfect for making syrup with. To peel a cantaloupe, cut the top and bottom off so the fruit will have a flat surface which stops the melon from rolling around, and then cut off the peel in strips following the contours of the fruit. Then scrape out the seeds and discard them. Scale 250 grams of chopped cantaloupe into a bowl and add a small handful of basil and mint to taste. The basil and mint add a savory anise and black pepper taste that complement the sweet and musty floral flavors in the cantaloupe. Add the zest of an orange and half of its juice with 50 grams of liquid honey to help create the macerating syrup. Transfer the mixture to a food saver bag and seal the bag airtight. Double seal the bag to make sure the contents will stay in the bag, and cook the cantaloupe in a water bath heated to 85 degrees Celsius or 185 degrees Fahrenheit for 30 minutes. Strain and refrigerate the syrup until ready to use. Pomegranates have a sweet, tart, citrusy flavor that reminds you of a cherry and maybe a kiwi fruit. To remove the seeds, cut the crown off and cut along the membrane that divides the pockets of seeds, but not all the way through. Leave the end part intact and split the pomegranate open into the palm of your hand. Hit the back of the pomegranate with a wooden spoon to release the seeds into a bowl. Add the zest and half of the juice from a navel orange and about 50 grams of liquid honey to create the poaching liquid. Seal the mixture in a freezer bag so it is airtight and cook the seeds for 30 minutes in an 85 degrees Celsius or 185 degree Fahrenheit water bath. Strain and refrigerate the syrup until ready to use. Peel, chop, and scale 250 grams of honeydew melon into a mixing bowl. Like the name honeydew melon suggests, the natural floral sweetness is enhanced by a good quality honey. So add about 50 grams of honey to help macerate the fruit, and add the zest and juice of a lime to create a poaching liquid. Seal the bag airtight and cook the honeydew in a water bath set at 85 degrees Celsius or 185 degrees Fahrenheit for 30 minutes. Strain and refrigerate the syrup until you're ready to use it. Peel, chop, and scale 250 grams of kiwi fruit into a mixing bowl. Ripe kiwi fruit have sweet citrus-like qualities that are enhanced with natural sweeteners. So add about 50 grams of honey to help macerate the fruit and add the zest and juice of a lime to create a poaching liquid. Seal the bag airtight and cook the kiwi in a water bath set at 85 degrees Celsius or 185 degrees Fahrenheit for 30 minutes. Strain and refrigerate the syrup until ready to use. Any apple tree that produces fruit less than 2 inches in diameter is technically called a crab apple. Make sure the crab apple variety you are using is suitable for eating and process them the same way you would a larger apple. Chop up the apples and add them to a mixing bowl. The peels of the apples add flavor, so do not peel them. Most apples will start to oxidize and turn brown quickly, so they need to be tossed in acidulated liquid like citrus juice to slow this process. Add the zest and juice of a lemon and transfer the mixture to a food saver bag. Apples and cinnamon are a classic combination, so break up a stick of Ceylon cinnamon and seal the bag airtight. Cook the crab apples in a water bath heated to 85 degrees Celsius or 185 degrees Fahrenheit for 30 minutes. Strain and refrigerate the syrup until ready to use. Taste and adjust the sweetness of the syrups before adding them to the molds. If the syrup is too sweet, you can thin the syrup with water as needed. Really sweet syrups will give a soft textured ice pop when it is frozen, so depending on how much water is in the fruit before it is poached, the poaching syrup natural flavor will benefit by a little dilution. You can stretch the syrup volume to fit another ice pop mold or make a unique natural soda or cocktail with the remaining syrup. Depending on the type of ice molds you have, the lid should hold the ice pop stick with a rubber stopper so the stick can be frozen in the center of the mold. So make sure the sticks are standing up straight and carefully place the molds in the bottom of your freezer to harden. Do not be in a hurry to unmold your ice pops and you will have better results. When you want to serve the ice pops, they will need to be unmolded quickly after they are removed from the freezer and served, or they will need to be put back into the freezer before they have a chance to melt. Individual ice pop molds are handy because you can take one out of the freezer at a time. To release the pop, hold the mold under hot running tap water for 2 or 3 seconds, or dip the molds into a mason jar filled with hot tap water. If the mold is not released, dip the mold back into the hot water or your water is not hot enough.